بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلاق الأجمعين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وخاتم النبيين حبيبنا وحبيب إليه العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى طيبين الطاهرين معصومين ولا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين واللعنة دائم على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى يوم الدين. Assalamu alaikum to the brothers and sisters. May inshallah Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala have accepted our fasting and our prayers in this holy month. This month that there is no other. This month that truly is the spring, as we mentioned, the spring for mankind to plant the seeds for the rest of the year. As I mentioned yesterday, brothers and sisters, everything, every living thing has a specific time where you need to plant for it, you need to harness it, you need to take care of it. That's usually springtime. And if you see different trees, for example, they have different times. For example, even shearing sheep, it has its own specific time. You shouldn't do it in the middle of the winter, for example. The sheep will get cold. And our Creator, Allah Azza wa Jal, who knows us better than no other creation, He knows us the best because He is the one that made us. He sent the beautiful religion of Islam, the program that is needed for us to reach the kamal that we have, the perfection that we need. He sent this program. Within this program, He created a spring for us, a time where we need to plant the seeds. And that is Shahr Ramadan. Before spring comes, before you plant trees, or let's say a tree that has been already planted, sometimes you need to cut away these branches that have become dry, or they have some sort of a disease where you need to cut them off. You need to take care of it. Usually this is before the spring. If we use this analogy and we see the beautiful religion of Islam and what has been conveyed to us by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, is exactly that in the month of Rajab, in the month of Sha'ban, we are told to do istighfar. Even all the nights of Ramadan, before the Laylatul Qadr, we are told to do istighfar. We are told to take away these branches and these things that are been contempt with. Take them away. These things that are stopping us from growing, take them away. Let's cut them off. And in spring, let's plant. If the tree is already there, let's put the ready soil that we need for this tree to grow. Let's water it more. It's coming out of its sleep. Extremely important. So the spring is Shahr Ramadan. It's Shahr Ramadan that we're supposed to have this change. We're supposed to truly look within ourselves and change it for the better. This is the opportunity we have. And as I mentioned before, brothers and sisters, this is not only just not eating from sunrise to sunset. There's many more things that are within fasting. That is supposed to help you. I had an amazing question today, which I want to say the answer and the question and the answer, because I thought it so beneficial. I didn't think of the question myself. And this person asked, how do I control myself? For example, yesterday I mentioned that we're supposed to hold our tongue back. We're supposed to not, this tongue is supposed to not hurt others. It's not supposed to lie. It's not supposed to backbite. But how do we do that? Very fundamental question. The answer is still within our religion. What a beautiful religion. The answer is still there. What are we meant to do? It's exactly the ibadat that we have. This fasting, this praying, this reading of the Quran is supposed to do exactly that. It is supposed to help you. This is the purpose of it. Another answer to this holistic answer that we're trying to give. It's supposed to help you in that moment where you are extremely angry because something's happened, or extremely offended, or something's going on in your family, in your workplace, with your friends, whatever the situation is. I'll let you make the scenario in your own heads. Different instances where it's been in your own lives. These things that you've done is supposed to help you there. It's supposed to teach you to have sabr, to wait a second. To wait a second. Not act yet. Think about your action. And when you're doing the deeds that you are doing, but have it with the most pure intention. A good example is, for example, Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib. When he was about to kill the Mal'un, we all know the story. This person threw water from his mouth, and of course Amir al-Mu'mineen got up and went around, did a circle, and then came and killed this man. Why? They asked him, why did you do that? He said, I wanted this to only be for Allah and nothing else. Not because, but a second for me to be angry at this. I want it to be, see, there is no hubbun nafs there. There is no ego there. Everything within Amir al-Mu'mineen shouts Allah. There is no him. That's why he's so important. That's why he's a beacon of Tawheed. He's the mountain of Tawheed. Because there is no I in him. Everything that is Allah. That's why he's Waliullah. He's dissolved, he's immersed in his Lord, his Allah. That's why he's so important. If we truly want to be important in this universe, not this importance that, oh, these few people see me as important and they shout my name and say, hooray, hooray. Real importance from the sight of Allah. If I truly want to be important, I take this me away, I take this nafs away, and I become what Allah wants me to become. And this is one of the true meanings of irji ila rabbik. You're going back to your God, but how are you going back? That's the most important thing. How are you going back to your Lord? In what state, in what level are you going back? This is the most important thing. Am I going back in a state where I'm ashamed? I'm lower than, for example, animals? Or am I going at a state where I'm higher than angels? Because a human being has the capacity for both. With your own deeds, you can be the worst of creation, and with your deeds, you can be the greatest of creation. When Allah Azza wa Jal says that this is the greatest creation, it doesn't mean all of mankind. It means that human, that mankind that has that person that has been able to use his time wisely with the amr that Allah has given him to be able to elevate himself to that level. It's insan kamil, a true human being, not a broken human being. This is exactly a question I asked one of my teachers many years ago. And we spoke about these miracles that, for example, prophets make, and some we can't call it miracles, but these exciting things that, for example, it's been narrated that some ulama or awliya of Allah do. And I asked him, well, isn't this, it's not natural, is it? And he said, of course it is natural. You're not supposed to be shocked. You're supposed to be shocked if someone cannot do it. And he gave me a good example. He said, let's say you go and buy a TV, and you come home and you take this TV out, and it's broken. It doesn't show the pictures it's supposed to show. Are you going to be shocked? And of course I said, yes. I assume when I buy a TV, it's working correctly and it's showing what it's supposed to show. And he said, exactly. A human being that is not broken is the mirror of Allah Azza wa Jal. He's supposed to do these things. He's supposed to. He wants something from his Lord. Why would his Lord not give it to him? Why would Allah, what is it that Allah doesn't give it to him? It's not that Allah doesn't want to give it to him. He doesn't have the capacity to withstand this thing that he wants himself. He's not ready for it. He hasn't reached there yet. It's us being broken. It's us being broken. Otherwise, Allah is shining all the time. The sun is shining. You can decide to go outside and be in the rays of the sun, or you can come and lock yourself in a room, close the windows, close the doors, put the curtains on, and not let a single light come in. What happens to a person? خَتَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ وَعَلَىٰ سَمْعِهِمْ وَعَلَىٰ أَبْصَارِهِمْ غِشَاوَةٌ وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ. They're blind, they're deaf, they're dumb. They can't do anything. But they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves. It's not jabr. This is not jabr. You did it to yourself. The best opportunity is in this month. The best opportunity. And now, when we fast in this month, as I mentioned before, brothers and sisters, what are we trying to do? We are trying to say, but a few hours to this natural world, to this domain of the materialistic world, I do not need you. It's such a beautiful thing. In this month, I'm calling out to the whole world and I'm saying, listen, I don't need you. All I need is Allah. That's all I need. All I need is Allah. I don't need anything else. I want to free myself from this domain, from this materialistic world. You're declaring that your essence is from another world, from another, your essence, your true self is spiritual. You're calling out. And then Allah, because He's Arhamar Rahimin, He says, okay, now that the sun has gone down, now it's Maghrib time, eat. I want you to eat. There it's not anymore that you shouldn't, or you have a choice to eat or not. No, you must eat. It's Amr. Now you should eat. And that itself again elevates you, because Allah has told me to eat now, I will eat now. See? Because I've known some people who say, no, I want to fast 1 hour more. I want to have more sawab. There is no more sawab. This action that you're doing, let me do 1 hour more, it's your nafs again. It's your nafs again. This is the interesting thing about sometimes these du'as and these prayers and these a'mal that we do. Sometimes the occasion comes that you're so used to performing salah, to reading Quran, that a duty comes for you. And at this moment in time, you should actually get up from that salah. I'm talking about non-wajib salat, of course. And do the thing that you must do at this moment. Someone is in need. Someone is in need. You will see this most of the time in ziyarat times. You're going to ziyarat, for example, a friend of yours is sick, or they need something, or something happens. I've seen many times, many people get angry, oh, I've come here to do ziyarat, I've done. You've come, why? Because you want to, or because you want to listen to the word of Allah, you want to listen to the word of the Ahlul Bayt? Why is it that you've come here? In this instance, Allah has given you rahmat. Why? Because He's let you fix another person's problem. Help another person. Do your duty. Come away from it. Immerse yourself truly in what Allah wants, not what you want. This I needs to go away. That is the whole purpose of Islam, to take this I away. This meanness, take it away. It's very interesting, brothers and sisters. If you see horses, when you take a horse to the water, as I've heard, it won't walk on the water when it can see its own reflection. It won't put its foot on the picture of itself. What you need to do is you need to move the water a little bit, make it a little murky, so that it doesn't reflect the horse, and then it will walk. This is the difference between animals and an insan, a true human being. That we have to put a foot on ourselves. We need to show that I'm not important. There is no me. Antumul fuqara ila Allah. Truly understand that you are poor. You have nothing. Then you will become the most richest person ever. When you understand this truly. And you jump to this ocean that is Allah. This unlimited, infinite ocean. That's when you will become rich. You will truly become qani. The most poor person is the most richest person in this scenario. The person that knows truly themselves that they are nothing. Even in Salah, we first say Abduhu wa Rasuluh. First, Abd of Allah, then the Rasul. Which one comes first? Abd. That's the important thing. A true Abd of Allah. And in Shah Ramadan, you're doing exactly this. We were coming with the brothers in the car. I gave them one of my favorite analogies. There was an Abid once, up in the mountains. Up in the mountains, this Abid was performing prayer after prayer and praying to God, and all the time, wouldn't come out of this cave in the mountain. He was in a cave in the mountain and he was just praying. He wouldn't come down. Every night, the angels would bring him food from the heavens. And he would thank God and he would eat this food. And then the same cycle kept on going. One night, food didn't come for him. Food didn't come for him. So he got hungry and he thought, what am I going to do? Let me come out of the cave and come down from the mountain. Let me go look for food. I'm starving. And he comes down until he reaches the outskirts of a village. He sees that there's an animal outside of a house and it's calling out to the owner. Calling out to the owner. And of course, this is Abid, but it's in the story. He calls to the animal that, why are you sitting here? Why are you sitting here? This owner doesn't give you food. Go somewhere else. And this animal says, every night I come here and I call on the owner and he gives me food. He's the one that gives me sustenance. He's the one. And he says, okay, well, how long have you been outside? He said, I've been outside for 3 days. And then he remembers, what have I done? Only one night, God didn't bring me down some food. And I left. Of course, I'm not trying to say that we all go up on the mountains and do prayers until they bring us food. It's just an analogy. But let's take this to our own lives. Honestly, sometimes Allah has given me so much. Let's look at our own lives. So much blessing. Once He doesn't give something, and still, definitely it's for your own benefit that He doesn't give you something. What do? We shout out and we throw a tantrum, we become like little kids. In Shah Ramadan, we're understanding what sabr means. We're waiting. Yes, I'm hungry. Yes, I'm thirsty. Especially in those summer times that it was so long. Especially in hot countries where you get really thirsty, really thirsty. You don't feel like there is even a drop of water in your mouth. In those instances you remember, yes, but it was my God, it was Allah that gave me all of this. And He wants me to be in this case. He wants me to be like this. If I'm truly, He is my beloved truly, then I will withstand it. He wants this from me. This is exactly where Shaitan fell. This is exactly where Iblis fell. Why? Because he said, oh Allah, I don't want to do this sajdah, but I will do an ibadat for you like no other creation has done an ibadat like this. And Nahj al-Balagha says he was in sajdah for 6,000 years. And Allah says to him, no. Do the thing I want you to do, not the thing you want to do. I want you to do sajdah to Adam. Ego stopped him. He said, I'm on fire. This is of teen, of clay. How can I bow down to clay? Was he not thinking, it's your God that wants this? Allah wants this from you. What is this hierarchy built this fake hierarchy for yourself, that you're higher. Allah wants this from you. Even if Allah wants me to fast a week, I'll fast a week. For example, it's listening to God. That's the most important thing, listening to Allah. Another famous analogy that is mainly in Persian poetry as well, is that once an abd of a person working in a field, they're working in a field, and they want to eat together. So he brings a melon. The master of this field brings a melon and opens up the melon and says to this abd that, listen, I brought this for you. I want you to eat this. You've been working so hard for so many years. This is all for you. This man starts eating the melon, but he's eating in a way where the master thinks, it seems it's very delicious the way he's eating. Let me at least taste a little bit of it. He says, well, give me a bite. Are you not going to offer me a little bite? So the abd gives it to him. And as soon as he takes the bite, he thinks, how bitter is this melon? Apparently it's gone bad. And he throws it on the floor. He says, why are you eating this? It's bitter. It's not even, I think it's gone bad. And the abd says to him, all these years when I've been working for you, you've been giving me food, giving me shelter, giving me so and so and so. Now it's one time you gave me a bitter melon. How is it? How can I allow my own ma'rifah, my own conscience, to come and tell you that this is bitter? And in this line of poetry, the poet is trying to say, even if some bitterness comes in your life, whatever the case it may be, have sabr, do salah. As-sabr wa salah. It's ayah of the Quran. How many times has it said it? Have patience. It's definitely khair for you, but don't do it just because it is khair for you, because there is some goodness for you. Don't do it because of that. Have patience because Allah is your Rabb. Have that intention. Because even if you're still thinking, oh, it's good for me at the end, there's still a me there. There is an ego there. I want something. I want something. Especially in Shahr Ramadan, it's trying to take this away. The most important a'mal that we can do, what is it? Helping others. There is less of me in it. There is less of me in it. In Ramadan, what are we told to do? Give sadaqah. It's very good to give sadaqah every day. Then at the end of it, you're still giving sadaqah. Ala fitriyah, which is a form of sadaqah. You're feeding others. You're inviting people to your house, giving iftar. You're helping out in the masjid. You're doing so and so and so and so. It's less of you. There's less of me. Let's pay attention into our own lives, brothers and sisters. These details in our own lives. Let's look at it and let's see, where is it that I'm doing something but for me. I'm doing it so and so can see me, and then they can say, mashallah, this is. But let me actually do it because Allah wants me to. Because I love Allah. Because of this. Because of. It is famous that some of the shuhada in the wartime, a lot of them, one famous one, for example, Shaykh Hujaji, for example, what he would be doing in the majlis of Abu Abdullah, he would come to the person that was running the program and would say to him, listen, come here for a second. Would take him to a corner and tell him, listen, I want to do something, but I don't want to be in front of the people. What do you have? Is that the most hardest thing to do? What's the hardest thing to do and no one wants to do it? And it's in a place where no one sees. And he says, you really want it? He said, yes. He says, then go and wash the pots in the back. In the back of the kitchen, these huge pots or whatever it's called, these big things that they make rice in, or they make, for example, in Iran they would make qurma sabzi in, for example, and wash them. Go in the back and wash them. No one sees it. It's in the back. But the sawab is even more. Why? The intention is there. The intention is pure. Famous story about one of the ulama. He heard the head of the hawza at the time, he was outside the office, and he overheard them saying, tonight we want to go see which of the tullab are the scholars that are in trainee scholars, first, second, third years until they study the curriculum. Which of them perform Salat al-Layl? We want to give them gifts. This scholar always performs Salat al-Layl, always. He heard this, that night he found out that, okay, they're going to give a gift. He performed his Salat al-Layl under his bed covers. He went and did wudu, came, this is mustahab prayer. He lied down under the bed cover, he did intention and he prayed. Why? They wouldn't see him. He said, Na'udhu billah, I shouldn't do something just because of a gift or someone else sees it and says, MashaAllah, Salat al-Layl. No, but I truly do it because I love Allah, because I want to get closer to Him. Now this holistic answer that we want to give, this general answer that we want to give, I mentioned to the brothers that we're trying to look at three main sources. One is, of course, the 45th Sahifa Sajjadeh, the 45th supplication of Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. Another one is the du'as of Vida'a, the different du'as of Vida'a, apart from Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, but from other Imams like Amir al-Mu'mineen and Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. And the third is Hadith al-Mi'raj, and we're speaking about the third level. And inshallah I want to mention this and then we'll go to the next program. As I mentioned, brothers and sisters, here Rasulullah becomes a student and asks Allah Azza wa Jal, Ya Rabbi, ma awwal al-ibadah. Ask Allah, what is the first ibadat, the first prayer I can perform? What is the first one? First meaning the highest one. Qala, Ya Ahmad, awwal al-ibadah, as-samtu was-sawm, samt and sawm. Samt, as we said, the silence, holding your tongue back. Being careful of the tongue. Very important. And sawm, fasting. Qala hal ta'lamu. What is this? What is this exactly? There's a reason Rasulullah is asking. He wants a specific answer of what is this? Because this sawm that we want to mention is more than just Shahr Ramadan. Here we're trying to learn the skeleton, the foundations of Islam, which is extremely important. Ma mirath as-sawm. Mirath. What is exactly sawm? What is sawm in its essence? What is fasting in its essence? What is it? Qala Ya Rabbi, qala mirath as-sawm qillat al-akr wa qillat al-kalam. To eat not too much and not to speak too much. Again, the speaking one we mentioned. We don't mean that, oh, let's go and sit around each other and be silent and let's not speak at all. Of course it doesn't mean that. It means to be careful of the tongue. To be careful. And while we are careful, sometimes if we see that we are slipping, this is the answer to this person's question today. All of these things are supposed to hold you back in that instance. Now you see that in this instance, I keep falling down. I get angry and I say something. What am I supposed to do? Here Rasulullah saves you. What does he say? He says, think at night times. Play back your own day like a video. Play it back. Think, what did you do during the day? In that instance, why did you get angry? Why did you say so and so? For example, there was no reason for you to lie, but you wanted to make yourself look big and you did lie. Or why did you backbite? Why did you do this? Why did you feel jealous? Why did this happen? And when you see some certain sin you've done, do istighfar quickly. That day, do istighfar. And if you see you've done something good, that's very good. Don't see that you've done it. Say, Allah, thank you. Thank you that you allowed me to do this. It's very important. Very, very important. Now you play your video back, you see that a sin is reoccurring. Okay, go to Islam, ask Islam, how can I get rid of this sin? For example, you feel jealous. What is the way of being away from jealousy, keeping yourself away from jealousy? Rasulullah has the answer. He says, when you're jealous, in that thing that you are jealous of and that person that you are jealous of, pray for that person in that thing that they get even more. For example, you see your friend is very knowledgeable, has a lot of knowledge. You say, MashaAllah, oh Allah, please, tenfold his knowledge. He has a lot of money, tenfold his money. In that moment, you don't need to pray for yourself. Do it later. It's hard. If you truly do it from the bottom of your heart, it's hard. It's hard. It's not easy. Especially if this jealousy is within you. And different things. Anger. Backbiting. So on and so forth. All these answers are there. Slowly you see, it's not one day. It's not something that is in 1 week, it will be fixed, everything, you'll become awliya of Allah and you'll start flying. Of course not. It takes years. But that is the purpose we are here in the first place. Your most important thing that you were supposed to do in the first place was exactly this. Build yourself. Become a true insan so that you can become a khalifa of Allah. إِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. You're supposed to become Khalifa Allah. As in, you are supposed to be an example of God. When someone looks at you, they think of Tawheed. As so many of awliya were exactly that way. They resemble Tawheed. Just like Amir al-Mu'mineen, how he resembled Tawheed. We're supposed to become like this. So it's قِلَّةِ الْأَكْلِ وَقِلَّةِ الْكَلَامِ. Coming back to this riwayah. Now, قِلَّةِ الْأَكْلِ وَقِلَّةِ الْكَلَامِ. قِلَّةِ الْأَكْلِ doesn't just mean som. Som is actually, don't eat too much. Don't eat in the way where you're about to explode. This is against the religion. Why? Because you're supposed to slowly distance yourself from this materialistic world. Don't only think of the stomach, but come away from it. Of course, there is medicinal reasons of this as well. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, there's a lot of riwayah that if you eat too much, it causes many diseases. We know this in today's, it's very self-evident in today's, for example, medicine, and in today's knowledge, today's sciences, it's been proven. Yes, you should not eat too much. You should, before you are full, you should come away from the food. This was said already hundreds of years ago by Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. So yes, let's not eat to the brim. We need to pay attention. And a true insan, in everything that they do in this life, they have attention. They're paying attention. They're not doing ifrat, they're not doing tafrit, they're not going too much. And of course, we don't mean that, yes, only have one day until the next food. That's again, tafrit. Don't eat too little so that you become weak. No, the correct amount. The correct amount. Don't eat too much, but don't eat too little. Eat the right amount. Don't sleep too much, don't sleep too little. Sleep the right amount. Everything with this is exactly the same thing. Study the amount you should study. Rest the amount that you should rest. Have time with your family the amount you're supposed to have time with your family. Do everything in its exact time that you're supposed to be doing. That's why it's so important to have a timetable. Having a timetable is actually said in Islam. Yes, it is riwayat. Yes, it is in our religion. To having a timetable. Planning our day. It's extremely important. Yes. Inshallah, that for another time. Now, what does it do? What does قِلَّةِ الْأَكْلِ and قِلَّةِ الْكَلَامِ do? Which inshallah we're going to continue with it tomorrow, but I just want to mention the first place is that الإبادة الثانية, which means som, الصوم يريث الحكمة. It brings hikmat. Som, fasting, brings hikmat. And this goes back to the knowledge. We have come on this planet Earth. Why? لِلْيَعْبُدُونَ, or you can say لِيَعْرِفُونَ, to do ibadah, to understand God, to have hikmah, true hikmah, which we will talk about what hikmah actually means. يُرِيثُ الْحِكْمَةِ الْمَعْرِفَةِ, so that it can bring ma'rifah. يُرِيثُ الْمَعْرِفَةِ الْيَقِينَ. Ma'rifah is supposed to bring yaqeen. What does this actually mean? Inshallah, in later lectures, we want to explain each one of these levels of this one bringing the next. So, hikmat, bringing ma'rifah, and ma'rifah, bringing yaqeen, which we are all supposed to reach this yaqeen, this insurance, this 100%, being so content that I know this for a fact. It is obvious to me, self-evident to me, like the sun is outside when I'm looking in the daytime. We're supposed to reach this level. This yaqeen is exactly the same yaqeen that Amir al-Mu'mineen had. And inshallah, we're slowly going to the nights of his martyrdom. This is the yaqeen he had. Amir al-Mu'mineen, the same person that would rip the doors of Khaybar with his hands and throw them away, is the same person that when one of the ashab came to eat with him in the middle of the desert, he was trying to break a piece of bread and he couldn't. Amir al-Mu'mineen couldn't break it, and he put it in water and then ripped it away, open. And this ashab looked at him and said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, you took with one hand the door of Khaybar. How is it that? He said, that was not me, that was the hand of Allah. That was with my yaqeen, because I knew if I put my hands there, I will be able to lift it up. I'm doing it for Allah Azza wa Jal. In each of these instances that the Ma'soomeen alayhi salam, they're trying to teach us a lesson. Not that Amir al-Mu'mineen couldn't break it, but they're trying to teach us a lesson. And this is exactly a lesson of yaqeen. May inshallah all of us in this holy month of Ramadan reach to the highest levels of yaqeen, and may this inshallah be but a drop in, or a step in the coming of the Imam of our time. And may inshallah all of us be his soldiers, and our children's and all our zurriyah be in this path of Imam Zaman alayhi salam. Please recite salawat by Mohamad wa ali Muhammad. Brothers and sisters, do you guys want to read dua, or do you want to answer the questions, or? Sure. Sure. I just wanted it to be a democracy and not dictatorship. Inshallah, if I know how to answer it. If I don't, then inshallah, let me say it from beforehand, inshallah. If I don't know the answers to the question, then inshallah, I'll go and do the